Hello, friends. Welcome to today's agenda. So, today we are going to take a look on lifecycle services. So, a service lifecycle it simply tells you how a product is released and supported by Microsoft. So, it included two phases, that is the preview and the general availability. So, this particular video will describe that. So whenever, if I just tell you the high level summary, so whenever Microsoft made any service, let's say the name of service is X, okay, and now Microsoft, before releasing the service to every customer, that is the general availability. So before that, it provides the service to other groups. That is, the first is the private group, and the second is the public group. So generally here also both of them come under the preview. So the first is called the private preview private and the second is called the preview public. So this private like this preview private is only supported like if you are somewhere a special customer for Microsoft and if you are part of some group in Microsoft, then only you will be getting the liberty to use these private features. And let's say if that service have gone into the public mode, okay, the preview public, so it will be available for all the customer. But here the catch is that this is even in the preview public, so it will not subject to any sort of SLA and it's not recommended to have or to involve in for the production system. And now once the testing parts in the private or the public and the Microsoft gain good feedbacks from the customer, then they release that service to GA, that is the general availability. So now this is a brief picture of what we'll be looking. So now let's go into some more detail. So as I told you, most of the Azure services, okay, so it goes into the private and the public preview. So before moving any service to fully available, so we have categorized the services into two forms. And if you talk the private preview, so only after the external invite or whenever it is directly issued by the product team from the Microsoft, then only this service is available for that customer. And here the customer tests the service in their according to their scenarios. They do the regression testing and they provide their feedback to Microsoft. Then Microsoft made the changes as per the customer needed. So then later on, when the service code, the satisfactory result has been provided by the customer, then that service goes to the public preview. So one thing to note that all the Azure customer can go with the public preview. So you simply need to, you know, write the public preview, then you should able to get those resources. But the thing is that these services should not be used for the production system. So once any sort of application or services pass through the private and public preview, then it goes into the GA mode, that is the general availability mode. So once any service goes into general availability mode, then you are free to use it anywhere. You can use that for your production server and production system because Microsoft is going to provide SLA in that case. But let's say if the service is not available in GA, that is the general availability. So in that case, Microsoft do not provide any sort of SLAs for those applications. Okay. Here, Microsoft also provide support by their support engineers and like whatever the service is needed. And one more thing to note that whenever Microsoft release any services even to the general availability, so that is also dependent upon the Azure region. Let's say if you are you know United States, Central, East, or US. So if you are in some different geography, so here it is not, you know, possible that at one go Microsoft will release all the service at every part of the world. So at last, use only services to production when they are general availability, as Microsoft will provide you full support in that case. So just to recap or re-summarize what we look here into the lifecycle services, that lifecycle, the service lifecycle tells us about how a service is released by Microsoft, and it goes three features. The first is the preview private, the second is preview public. So the preview private is only uh, you know uh, supported for only few customers which are in direct contact with the product team from Microsoft. And then later on, after doing certain number of modification, and if the testing goes good, then that service is passed into the public mode. And once we move the service to public, preview public, so it becomes available for all the customer. But here also, you shouldn't blindly use the application, as this is still in preview public mode. So then later on, that service become into GA mode, that is the general availability mode. So here you are good to use your application in all scenarios. So thank you so much for watching this video. Wish you a great day.